In the name of God, who creates, redeems, and sustains us. I recently was at a restaurant in the West Village. I was sitting at a table, and a young woman came in and sat down nearby. And a little later, another young woman came and joined her. And apparently, they were meeting for the first time, and I think they were somewhat connected to the fashion industry. So the first young woman who was there greets her table mate by saying, "I knew you'd have tall girl energy." She continues, "I don't think I have short girl energy." "Oh no," her new friend reassured her, "you don't have short girl energy." Now, I can't say that I know what is tall girl energy or what is short girl energy or why one is preferable over the other. But in our world around us, and so often within us, we have anxious energy. And this is what Jesus addresses. We are hearing in our readings in these days since Easter the beginning of healing. First, peace is extended by Jesus. And as Jesus enters the room of these scared disciples, he greets them just as he taught them to greet others in the households they visited. Peace be with you. What he is really doing is reminding them of how to access peace. He modeled this for them throughout his life under strain and challenge and fatigue and heartbreak, under threat of empire violence. Again and again, Jesus paused and rested before turning toward the sorrows and the resentments and the fears of the world. He exemplified the words of the artist Banksy, "If you get tired, learn to rest, not to quit." Jesus would have heard Psalm 4, which we recited together today, and obviously he internalized that. "Answer me when I call, O God. You gave me room when I was in distress." Just to note, in our bulletin, the psalm that we use is from our Book of Common Prayer, that version, and I usually prefer it. But the New Revised Standard Version uses this language about finding space when the pressures and hurts and worries press in. You gave me room when I was in distress. A prayer from the Missal of Pope Pius V says it this way: "Have mercy on your people, Lord, and give us a breathing space in the midst of so many troubles." It is needed for peace. We now know from neuroscience the wisdom that Jesus and the psalmist knew. To calm the breath is a way to calm our nervous system. So, peace be with you means to open ourselves to the peace within, which is always there, but which we most access when we settle, when we connect with God in prayer. Neuroscientists have confirmed that slow, rhythmic breath, the kind we have when we are saying prayers or meditating or singing, is the quickest route to recalibrating our nervous system. Our breath is always with us, so this practice, this refuge, is always with us. Psalm 4 continues in the NRSV translation, "When you are disturbed, do not sin. Ponder it on your bed and be silent." In other words, take a moment. Don't act out of disturbance. Act toward what will address disturbance. Settle so that our action does not pass along or magnify the problem. We are to do what it is we are rightly demanding the leaders of the world to do. We have to practice. We have to be with these hard impulses and learn how to work with them. Father Phil, in his Easter sermon, challenged us to at least not make the divisive, hostile energy of our time worse, not to add to it by using the shorthand term them or they as catch basins for individuals, actual people. They're not categories. We're not categories. And 1 John encourages us to understand one another as children. Children have to learn how to build relationships. They have to learn how to take turns and apologize and share. This learning obviously never ends. So have compassion, we hear in 1 John. See yourselves all as children of God. This central relationship is not defined by difference. There is no us, them, they in this relationship as children of God. So we hear today, maybe we may soak in this message about healing and peace and being children of God. And it's especially timely as we'll be gathering together the people who bring communion to parishioners who are no longer able to come to church physically. And just like Jesus taught the disciples, these Eucharistic visitors show up and offer presence. Peace be with you is how the home Eucharistic visit starts. Our visitors offer prayer. They break bread together. And in the praying, they slow down the breath of them and the person they're visiting. They allow the person to name the struggle, the pain, so that it can be held in a larger container. There are more minds lifting up what is really difficult and hard. Peace be with you in this time, in all times. The peace of Jesus is yours. It goes out to all of us. Rather than tall girl energy or short girl energy, we have child of God energy. May we breathe it in and pass it along. Amen.